Hello and welcome to WTNB Today. I'm your host, Wendy Benton. Thank you for joining us. I want to thank LED-gear.com for being one of our sponsors. If you have lighting or staging needs, please visit their website, LED-gear.com. Let's take a quick look at our calendar of events before we get started today. Of course, St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, March 17th. And March 28th, Get a Grip Bike Show will be coming up. We've got a very special guest to talk more about that in just a few minutes. On April 11th, Arts in Greenway Park. That is the Chalk the Walk event, and Groovin' on the Greenway have partnered this year to bring a family fun day from 12 to 4 is Chalk the Walk, and 4:30 to 9 will be Groovin' on the Greenway, which was formerly known as Evening Shade. Also, April 17th, Cherry's Jubilee. If you are interested in attending, please call the Museum Center at 5 Points for tickets or the Chamber. On April 20th, Eat Your Art Out will be ending. So Eat Your Art Out Cleveland is going on right now in our local restaurants. Jenkins, Deli Boys, Loopy's, Cheesy's, The Catch, Cafe Roma are just a few of the restaurants participating in Eat Your Art Out. You can support our local artists as well as the Greenway Public Arts Committee, and those proceeds will benefit putting art back on the Greenway. So several things coming up in the next month that you don't want to miss out on, especially Get a Grip Bike Show. And I'll have David Orr with me after this break, and he will be talking about this upcoming event, so you want to look forward to that. We'll be right back after this message.
Live in 3, 2, 1.
I'm Samantha Young, Managing Editor of Southeast Crossroads Magazine, our area's newest and free monthly publication. We focus on events, people, and culture of our area. Pick one up at over 200 locations in Bradley, Hamilton, McMinn, Meigs, and Polk counties, or check us out online at southeastcrossroads.com.
Have you heard about the new WTNB deals around town? No? Well, then let me tell you all about it. Deals Around Town airs right here on WTNB Monday evenings at 7 p.m. I watch it because it features great local restaurants from right here in our area. And better yet, I can get 25, 50, even 75% off on these places when I just call in and buy a gift certificate. That's right, I just call in during the show and pick from dozens of deals. Rumor has it that WTNB Deals Around Town is growing and growing, so much so that they may be adding another night of savings. I've even heard that they will soon add even more places, and not just restaurants. We're talking kids fun, massages, who knows what will turn up. Remember, it's Monday evenings at 7 p.m. only on WTNB.
Why, hello, I'm Brent Winters. Welcome to my local store, Mattress and Furniture Expo. What we do here, it's kind of self-explanatory. Although recently, we've taken on something new. When you purchase a coupon from WTNB's Around Town Coupon Show, you can drop by our local store to pick them up here in Cleveland, Tennessee. Call today for any information you need. And feel free to stop by and take a look at the exciting deals we have on our mattresses. They'll put you to sleep, but in a good way, of course.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here with David Orr, who is the Customer Relations Supervisor at Cleveland Utilities and also the founder of Get a Grip Bike Show. David, I want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you so much for having me today, Wendy. It's my pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure meeting you today.
Well, thank you. And we've got a great message for our audience, and you're here to tell them about the Get a Grip Bike Show, what it benefits. But before we get into that, I would like for you to share a little bit about who you are and your personal story.
Okay. I'm David Orr, work at Cleveland Utilities. I was born and raised in the beautiful city of Cleveland, Tennessee, born and raised in the beautiful county of Bradley County. I think we live in one of the best areas of anywhere. I've traveled the world wide and far and just think Cleveland's home. And I'm always proud to support Cleveland any way I can and support Bradley County. Was raised with a great mother and father, and just work at Cleveland Utilities. Been at Cleveland Utilities for quite a few years. I hate to tell you how many years I've been there, but it's been a long time. But it's been a great journey at Cleveland Utilities. A great job there with them, and just enjoy living in Cleveland.
Well, and you said you were one of two people in the customer relations department of Cleveland Utilities, so you all do an amazing job keeping people happy.
We try our best. It's not always an easy job. As you can imagine, when people call in with bill concerns, it's not the most easiest job, but we try our best to educate our customers. Knowledge is power. I've always said that. The more you know, the more power you have in doing anything. And that's mainly what I want to get across to customers. And they call in, let me empower you so you'll know more, and as you know more, you can take control of what you do. So that's one thing I've tried to do at Cleveland Utilities, just empower people with more knowledge, because the more knowledge they'll have, the more they can take control of what they use and what they do. And so it's just been a great experience at Cleveland Utilities. Now, when I got started, when I first started working, I tell people all the time, I was working at a very young age. Do you ever remember the Grit newspaper? I'm really dating myself here. I'm really dating. Okay.
It had to have been before my time.
Oh, it's long
just
time
a
ago.
baby.
But I started at 14 years of age selling Grit newspapers. I would go door to door, and it was a little newspaper you'd get in the mail, and you'd sell it to people. And it was not a National Enquirer by any means, but that's kind of what I think about. Just told all kinds of weird stories and so forth. And I started that, and then shortly thereafter, I started working at Shake Shack Restaurant. You ever been to Shake Shack Restaurant?
Yes.
Spent many, many years at Shake Shack Restaurant. Great years. Met some great people. Friendships I still cherish today are people I worked with at Shake Shack Restaurant. And I worked there for about 6 or 7 years and did everything from cook to wait on cars to you name it. Made banana splits, and you know all about banana splits that your husband owns an ice cream store. But did that, and after that I went to work for Radio Shack for a short period of time. That was a very short period of time, by the way. And then a job came open at Hardwick Clothes downtown, and I sold men's clothing. And before I left, I was over the men's department, did the buying of the clothes and so forth, and it was a great experience there. Got to meet a lot of great people there at Hardwick Clothes downtown. And then graduated college at that time from Cleveland State, and I guess they say needed a real job, and so I applied at Cleveland Utilities and got employed, and man, it's just been a great life. It's just been a great life.
That's wonderful. Well, you can tell you're passionate, and you've done a lot of things, and stayed right here in Bradley County, and like you said, we've got great people here in Cleveland and Bradley County. And you've sort of taken that philosophy, knowledge is power, and empowering people to make your vision to raise money through Get a Grip Bike Show. So tell us where that came from, David.
Oh, I guess it's back in the late 90s. Working at Cleveland Utilities, we were very involved in the American Cancer Society, and I never had really gotten involved with it. And so they asked me if I would walk and raise money for the American Cancer Society. I said, yeah, I'll walk. And of course, being single, I never have been married. Being single, I was able to walk during the night when a lot of people couldn't work because they had families. And so I would sign up to work for like at 3 in the morning. And I would walk, and at that time it was at Cleveland High School, and we'd walk the track, and it was pitiful. I'd go out there at night, and there'd be 4 or 5 people on the track, and there'd be no music, and it'd be real quiet, and you could hear the crickets, and just real solemn out there on that track at night. And the more I thought about that, I thought, you know, I could do something about this, because I had fooled around with DJing some. I had some equipment. I'd DJ a few events, and I thought maybe I need to volunteer my time to DJ the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life. So I contacted them, and now they're all over it. They said, oh, man, we've never had a DJ. What would that mean? And I said, well, I would spin records all night long and talk and, and add some fun. So when people say here walking during the night, they just would be here in the pitch dark black with nothing going on. And, oh, man, we'd love it. We'd love it. So I DJ'd the Relay for Life American Cancer Society event for numerous years. I would say probably 10, 12 years. Wow. And just stopped it a couple of years ago because the reason I did that is because I came highly involved in what I'm going to talk about today. But in those early years of DJing, I had a very dear friend pass away. Her name was Irene Roark. Very special lady, thought the world of her, and she passed away with cancer. And I thought, I need to do something to see that doesn't happen again. Because shortly after she passed away, a few years after she passed away, her husband passed away. And I thought, I ought to be doing something more besides just DJing. And so I was trying to find ways to raise money and was trying to find ways to do different things. And in part, going back to me again, I guess, one of my hobbies, I've always been interested in cars. I've built cars, shown cars, went to car shows all my life, and all about car shows, know how to put them on, know how to promote car shows and this kind of thing. And so back in the early 2000s, the bicycle craze was really coming on big time. And a lot of people were starting to build their own custom bikes. And I thought, I believe I could build a custom bike. And so I like to draw. And so I was drawing one day, and I come up with this idea to build a bicycle. And I got a friend of mine that runs a hot rod shop up in 10 Mile, Tennessee. It's called Gas X Chop Shop. And I went to him. I said, here's a picture of what I drew. And I said, do you think you can build this? He said, no problem. So I need you to put it to scale. So I went back and put the bicycle to scale. And so we went up there, and sure enough, in 6 months' time, he had this beautiful 3-wheel chopper bicycle. We may see a picture here in a minute on the video. But so I thought, this is great. I got a super bicycle now, so I can start getting into bicycles. Well, a few years passed, and I heard about this bicycle show in Murfreesboro. I thought, bicycle show? I never heard of a bicycle. What's a bicycle show? I thought, I'm going to go. So I took my bicycle up there, and very first time I showed my bicycle, got best of show. I was tickled to death. I was here's the first time I showed my bicycle, I get best of show, and everybody's just oohing on. And so I thought, this is great. And so I come back, and I thought, I bet I could do that one day. Well, as time went on, I started just attending more bicycle shows and doing different things. And the bike was very famous for me. As a matter of fact, the bicycle even got in a magazine one time because it was so good. And I was tickled to death. And so 4 years ago, I thought, I'm going to put me on a bicycle show. So we did. I sat at work one day, and I was making notes because, like I said, I've been to car shows in my life, so I know how they're supposed to go. I know how they're supposed to work, what makes people want to come, what makes people not want to come, and all this kind of stuff. And so I need to have a purpose. So I knew what one purpose was, and that's raising money for the American Cancer Society. The second purpose was to get people involved in bicycles, because bicycles is a great hobby. It's a hobby where you can get in on the low end, you can get in on the top end, you can spend as much money as you want to, you can spend a little money as you want to, but everybody can get into bicycling. And it's a good health thing too. Then the third thing I wanted to get involved was I wanted to be a family event. I'm all for families. I'm all for families getting together and doing something as a family. And this is something you do as a family. You bring your kids and come and look at the bicycles and ride the bicycles and share that day with your family at this type of event. So that was the three things. Bicyclists, I wanted them to be involved. I wanted to raise money for the American Cancer Society. I wanted to be a family event. So I knew what that was. After I got that, I started coming up with the name. I came up with the name Get a Grip. And then, okay, I need a place to have it. And the best place I knew was Stewart School. Because years ago, back in the mid-'90s, I was a member of a car club. We used to have some car shows there at Stewart School. And it was a great place, right there on the main drag. A lot of people saw you, so you got a lot of foot traffic in off the thing. And so I contacted Stewart School. Bless their heart, Stewart School has been fantastic. They have just been great to work with. They've invited me back again this year, thank goodness. And I'm just so tickled at what Stewart School has done for me and let me do this. And so we started back 4 years ago. I'd been back in 2011. Would it have been, or 2012? I can't remember the date. But anyways, 4 years ago, we put our first one on, and it was to be the first one. We had a lot of people show up, and I was really tickled. We didn't just really have thousands and thousands of people, but for the first one, it was a great turnout. So I was all excited. And so the next year turnaround, we doubled in size. I thought, I'm on to something here. I said, to go from one to double in 1 year, I said, that's just fantastic. So we did it last year, doubled again. And I thought, man, I'm really on to something here. And so as time went on, promotion got more, promoting got more, promoting got more. And to where now we're really excited about what's going to happen this year on March 28th at Stewart School. This will be our Get a Grip number 4 of 2015.
That is
So-
so exciting. And you've got a clip of the show from last year.
Yes.
And we're going to take a quick look at that, let people see what's going on, and get the audience excited. And you know, I'm sure you'll have a lot of interest after this show, people coming out with their bikes, their
Right.
custom-made bikes. Let's take a quick look at David's clip, and we will be back after this break.
Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Won't you take me home? Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Won't you take me home? Just an urchin living under the street. I'm a hard case that's tough to beat. I'm your charity case, so buy me something to eat. I'll pay you at another time. Take it to the end of the line. Rags to riches, or so they say. You gotta keep on pushing for the fortune and fame. It's a gamble when it's just a game. You treat it like a capital crime.
Hey, just out here having a good time at the 2014 Get a Grip show, riding swing bikes. Just come to check out all the muscle bikes and other bikes that they got out here. Have a good time.
Oh, won't you take me home? Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Won't you take me home? Strapped in the chair of the city's gas chamber. Why I'm here I can't quite remember. The Surgeon General says it's hazardous to breathe. I have another cigarette but I can't see. Tell me who you're gonna believe. Captain America's torn apart. He's a poor jester with a broken heart. Turn me around, take me back to the start. I must be losing my mind. I've seen it all a million times. Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Won't you take me home? Yeah, take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Won't you please take me home? Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
We're here at the Get a Grip 2014 bike show. Hopefully everything goes well today. We've had a lot of vendors come out. Everybody seems to be having a good time. I would suggest you come out and enjoy all the family fun that we're having. And hopefully I'll place in the top 20 today. Thank you.
Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Won't you take me home?
We came from Nashville today for the show, having a good time. Awesome.
Won't you take me home? Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and the girls are pretty. Won't you take me home? Take me down to grass is green and the girls are pretty. Won't you take me home? Won't you take me home?
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobs and Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
I believe that whatever we're facing, whatever difficulties, whatever challenges, whatever obstacles, that this word speaks to that. If you simply just have this word and you read this word and you allow it to sink into your heart, God will speak to you.
My name is Dr. Chris Palmer, and I think we at Tennessee Valley Bone and Joint stack up very well to the things that you would otherwise have to travel maybe to Knoxville or Chattanooga or even to Atlanta to get that same good combination of training and experience.
Welcome back. David is going to explain a little bit of what was going on in the clip that you just saw. So it looks like so much fun, David.
It is. We have 4 different clips on YouTube. If you want to go on YouTube, just type in Get a Grip, Cleveland, Tennessee, and you can see all 4 clips. 2 of the clips are from last year's show. 2 from last year and then 2 from the previous year. So there's 4 clips. The one you saw is the latest one. That's the one that Brian Storke did for me last year. Great one. Shows all the vendors. There'll be a ton of people there selling all kinds of bicycle parts, especially vintage bicycle parts. If you're looking for that special, they'll be there selling vintage bicycles as well. You also saw clips of the show. That's one thing to do. People come and they compete for the top 20 bicycles in the show, so that's something else they do there. We also have food vendors there selling some great barbecue. I mean, some of the greatest barbecue I ever eat will be there at the day of the show as well. But yeah, that's part of the show. The setup is from 10 to 12. As people show up at 10 o'clock, we open the gates at 10 o'clock. 10 to 12 is registration. 12 to 3 is the show. Like if you want to enter your bicycle in the show, you'll be judged to win the top 20. We give away awards for the top 20 bicycles there that day. Also, Best of Show and People's Choice is 2 awards we give that way at the show.
Okay, now as far as the bikes that enter the competition, are they all vintage? Or
No, there are all kinds. There is vintage bikes, what they call pre-war, which is pre-war. Then there's post-war, which is like 43 and up. And then there's the muscle bikes, which is like the 70s, 80s, that type of bike. There's BMX, there's off-roads, there's street bikes. There's also custom bikes. And then there's rat rod bikes, which is like what this one is. This is our giveaway bike, by the way. This is a 1952 Shelby. This will be given away to somebody that day at the show. This is a 1952, what they call a rat rod, where like you take a bicycle and you kind of leave it in the condition it's in, but just kind of make it look like an old hot rod.
Okay.
So we always give a bicycle away every year. That's something we've done ever since the beginning. We always give a bicycle away every year. So it's another reason just to come, because you may take home this beautiful bicycle. You never know. But so we talked about the awards. We have drag racing that day. It's old-fashioned, heads up, side by side, race for 30 feet. Whoever crosses the line first wins. We got 3 different age groups. We got 12 and under. We got 13 to 29, and we got 30 and up. So I would have to be in the 30 up, as you know. But that's something fun. You can get an award for being the fastest one in your age group there, and then also the fastest bike of the day. So that's always fun to do. And of course, in that video you saw there was slow drags, but we're going back to fast drags because a lot of people want the fast drags back, so we're bringing back the fast drags this year. Something I got to mention, though, is the poker run. You got to do this. First ever bicycle poker run. Now, you may have heard about them done with motorcycles before, but this is done with bicycles. What you'll do is you'll come to Stewart School that day, and it'll start at 11 o'clock. You can play as many playing hands as you want to, but it's $5 a playing hand. What you'll do is you'll ride the full length of the Greenway on your bicycle. You'll leave Stewart, you'll cross Key Street, get on Greenway, you go down to Willow Street where the first stop is. Once from Willow Street, you go all the way up the Greenway, and there's 6 stops along the way where you'll stop and draw a card. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get a poker hand. It's like when you stop at the first stop, you may draw a card and say it's King of Diamonds. You go, oh, that's a good start, King of Diamonds. They'll mark your card that you drew a King of Diamonds. Go to the second spot, 10 of Diamonds. Oh, hey, I got a straight coming on. So, right, all the way up to the end. Well, there's only 5 cards you play in poker, so you got 6 cards. So one of them's a wild card. You throw the one away you don't need. You come back. There's going to be 3 awards for the top 3, first place, second place, third place for the ones who play poker. Like I said, it's $5 a hand. You can play as many hands as you want to. And, of course, it's the 8-mile ride around the Greenway, which is fun itself. So love to have you come and ride. I'm sure you got a bicycle. You get your 15-year-old to come ride a bicycle.
We would love to do that. Now, okay, $5 a hand, do you have to ride every hand? Or do you get 5 cards?
You get 5 cards. And
okay.
So every time you stop, okay, here's my first card, I'm going to draw a card for it. Here's my second card, I'm going to draw a card for it. Here's my third hand, and so forth.
Okay.
Because that's what a lot of people do. They'll just give a $20 bill and say, hey, you know. Because once again, all the proceeds do go to the American Cancer Society. Nobody benefits from this at all. And I highly rely on my sponsors, like Scott's Bicycles. Sorry, they're my biggest sponsor. And Scott's, you do a great job every year. They've been with me ever since the inception. Appreciate what Scott's do. I also have people sponsor me on the poker run. They sponsor spots along the poker run as well. If you're a business and you like what I'm doing, if you like my raising money for the American Cancer Society, if you like my bicycle show, I'd love for you to contact me and say, hey, I'd love to sponsor a spot. It's $30 a spot.
And they can get you at
478-9341. 478-9341. Don't forget that number, 478-9341. David Orr. Call me. I'd be glad to, because I can use all the sponsors I can get, because we're trying to raise a ton of money for the American Cancer Society.
Yes. Do you have a goal this year, David?
It's all I can get. If it takes a truck to carry it in, I'd appreciate that very much. So.
That would be great. So don't forget, March 28th, this coming Sunday.
No, it's a week and a half from today.
A week and a half from today.
On a Saturday. It's
on a Saturday. Oh, my goodness. I can't even keep up with the calendar.
How are you going to come if you can't remember the day?
I would have showed up Sunday. That's right. That's when my family's coming back from Haiti, the 28th. That's what's on my brain.
Starts at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Ends at 3.
March 28th.
5 hours.
Saturday.
If nothing else, come by and just look. You'll be amazed at what people do with bicycles. You'll be amazed at what people build. Like you saw the wheelbarrow that somebody built earlier. It's a neat bicycle, by the way. And I know the Pete very personally is a great guy that owns that wheelbarrow. But just you'll see stuff like that to blow your mind.
Well, and it's a great show, great cause, and people come from all over the country to attend it. So, David, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you, Wendy, so much.
I know our viewers are excited. I'm sure people are out there with bikes that they would want to enter into this show. So, Get a Grip Bike Show, March 28th at George R. Stewart School at 10 a.m. Registration begins. We will see you next time on WTNB Today.